Hey everyone, it's Ellen here, and I wanted to do a quick FAQ video today because I see a lot of times in the comments and stuff, you guys ask me a lot of questions about what types of things I use for when I make my tutorials, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them all in this video for you today. So I'm just going to start things out by talking about my Martin guitar. So this is my most recent guitar. You've probably been seeing me use it in a lot of my most recent videos. It is a Custom X Series acoustic-electric, and it has steel strings, and it just holds a very special place in my heart because I consider this like my first real guitar. This is one that I saved up my own money for and bought all by myself, and it was about $500 at my guitar center near my house. So I had to save up for a very long time, but it was totally worth it because I love the deep, rich tone that it has. It just sounds so beautiful. And not to mention the sustainability of it. You can just strike a chord on it and it will ring for days, which I absolutely love. So next we have my Taylor, my baby Taylor to be more specific. So it is a 3/4 size. You guys might have noticed this about 2 years ago. I started playing this a lot. It is an acoustic guitar, and again it has steel strings. The thing I love most about this guitar is the design around the sound hole. It's just so beautiful, not to mention it has Taylor Swift's signature, which is always a plus because I love her. I also love that it's travel size, so because it's smaller I can just take it with me wherever I go, so it's very convenient. It has a little bit of a brighter tone, so I think that's good for things like country music, and it's also really loud for its size, which is also a plus too. A lot of times you guys are asking me where I got it from, so this was actually a gift from my best friend. So I don't know exactly how much he paid for it, but I do know that I have seen it online for about $300. And now moving on to my oldest guitar. This is circa about 2008, so in case you guys have been subscribed to me that long, you may have seen it, so thank you. This is my TALMAN Inner City IBANEZ guitar. It's an acoustic electric with steel strings again. It was actually originally my brother's. I snuck into his room one day and started playing it, and he just let me keep it. So I think he bought it for about $200, and it was just a really great first guitar for me to learn the basics on. So now we have my whole kind of setup for whenever I record my tutorials and just really all of my videos. It's actually kind of weird because now I have to take another camera to record this camera that I usually record with. But anyway, the camera I usually use is a Canon T4i with an 18 to 135 millimeter STM lens. So congrats to you if you know what that means. I'm not much of a camera person myself. However, I do really love the resolution that this camera gives, and it just makes it very sharp and clear. So I love using it for my tutorials so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. On top of that, I have my Rode microphone, which just attaches really nicely to the top of the Canon, and it picks up sound really well, as well as a ring light around the camera. So this is an F&V R300 5600K LED ring light. So that's a mouthful, but it's really awesome. And you can see here that it turns really super bright, and I love that it has the LED light bulbs because that way it doesn't get really hot. And here you see I'm putting a white screen that it came with, or a clear screen, and that just kind of diffuses the light a little bit to make it a little softer. And they also gave me an orange screen, which just gives a little bit of a warmer tone to my videos whenever that's necessary. And it actually gets really bright even with the screens on, and it just makes my videos have a higher quality, and they just look more professional when I use this light. So now we can talk about something you may not have noticed before. This is my Blue YETI Ultimate USB microphone. I don't really use it when I do my tutorials. I usually use the Rode microphone, but I do like this for special videos. You can see in the back it has a lot of adjustable features so that you can make it sound however you need it to, and not to mention it picks up your voice or whatever you're recording really clearly, so it's really great. And I'm actually using it right now to record this audio. Here I'm folding it really easily, and so it's really travel friendly, so it fits right back into the box. Also, because it's a USB, it's just so easy. There's no hassle at all just to plug it straight into your computer to use. And look at this box, it's so cute, so I love it. you through the process. The first thing I do is I always poll people on my Facebook page and sometimes on Twitter and things like that. I'll put like surveys up, or I'll just kind of leave it open-ended and ask you guys what kind of songs you want to learn for tutorials. And what I do is just throughout all of my social media sites, I always get you guys' requests. I don't always respond to them, but I do read them. And what happens is when I notice a particular song getting requested a lot from a lot of different people, like all over different social media sites, then I know that that's kind of a popular request, and I will put that in my mind to do a tutorial for and write it down on my to-do list. And so once I figure out what songs I want to do, the next thing I do is I plan them. So sometimes I look up the chords online, and if they're available and they sound right to me, I'm like, awesome, I'm gonna just use those chords. But sometimes you can't really find them online, or if you do, sometimes they sound a little bit off. So I'll usually use chords someone else has put as like a base, and then if I need to tweak it and like fix it, or you know, do different chords that I think sound better, then I'll do that, and I'll kind of write the chord progressions and things like that for the song. And then I listen to the song like a million times, and I listen to how the strumming sounds and, you know, picking or anything like that, and I kind of translate that into my guitar playing, and I just write down all the strumming patterns that I use throughout the song, things that just kind of come naturally to me. And so I just write all of that down so that I can deliver that information to you guys. And then of course I have to practice the song myself so that I can properly play it for you guys. So I'll spend like a good maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and I'll just take everything I've soaked in and written down, and I'll practice it. And I mean, depending on the song, if it's really easy, sometimes it doesn't take me that long to practice, but if it's kind of harder, then sometimes I spend days, weeks even, practicing the same song so that I can definitely teach it to you guys and play it correctly and things like that. And then when I make my video to teach you guys, my general goal is just to take you guys one step at a time. The process is just something that makes sense to me. So first I teach you the chords, then I teach you the easy strumming, and then I build off of that easy strumming to get harder strumming, and then if it's necessary, sometimes I give you guys picking patterns, and then we play through the whole song together. And that's just kind of like my process of how I learn things. So hopefully you guys find that helpful too. And so that's the kind of process I take you through in my videos, which if you watch them, obviously you are used to that. And then once I finish recording, which takes probably like an hour per video, just because I mess up a lot and I talk randomly a lot, so I always have to cut things out. So recording is about like an hour, and then whenever I go to the editing process where I use my Final Cut on my Mac, depending on what kind of video it is, it takes a various amount of time. So if it's like an easier song with just strumming, it'll usually take me about maybe 3 days to edit it all together to make it look all nice and cohesive. Sorry, can't talk. But if it's a really difficult song with lots of strumming and picking and lots of details and stuff, sometimes I'll be editing that for like a week straight before I'm ready to do that. And when I say a week, I don't mean non-stop, but you know, a lot of my tutorials that are a little bit longer, they probably take me about 10 to 20 hours of editing, whereas the shorter ones are maybe like 5 to 10 hours. So it is a long process, and I do have to break it up into days because otherwise my eyes would fall out of my head. And then once it's all edited, I export it, which again takes like a couple hours because my computer is slow, and then I upload it to YouTube, which again takes about an hour because sometimes YouTube is slow. And then that's when it's available for you guys to watch, and I just read your comments and I get all happy because you guys are telling me that it's helpful, and that's all I ever want. And I'm so thankful for you guys for watching my videos and for letting me know that it's helping you, because that really makes me want to make more. So now to answer a question that is asked all the time: what software program am I using to edit? So every time you guys watch my tutorials and you see all the little pop-ups and the text and everything that gives you information, that is stuff that I have added and have been editing in my Final Cut Pro 10 or X program, which is available I think only on Apple computers. I bought it for $300, so it's very pricey, but it has so many cool effects and things that you can do, so it just looks really great, and again helps my videos look awesome. So true story, Whenever I do my tutorials, I'm always looking down because I have the cords pulled up on my iPad, which is sitting on top of an upside down trash can, a pile of books, or stacked up boxes, anything I can find to kind of prop it up, and it was always really annoying. But then I got this nifty little thing, and Belkin actually reached out to me and I guess noticed that I was always looking down when recording my videos, so they offered me this portable tablet stage, and I've been using it a lot and it's just awesome. And so you can see, because of the adjustable arms on it, I can just put it wherever I need so that the glare's not there, so that I can read the chords really easily. And it's portable, so you can close it up and it folds down really nice and flat, so I can take it with me wherever I go, and that's always a plus. If you guys like what you see and you're interested in watching a full-on review of this Belkin tablet stage, then go ahead and click open the description box below and I'll have all of the links related to it in there. So that just about wraps up my FAQ video about how I make my videos, the products I use, what my guitars are, and all of that stuff. So I hope it was helpful. If you guys still have a question that I was not able to answer, then please leave it in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of you guys' questions. But until next time, I guess I'll see you in my next video. Bye!